welcome to another episode of the Koto's Mojo. And as always, I'm your host, Patrick Koto. Got a lot to unpack. We got a lot to unpack tonight. The NFL playoffs are still going with the divisional round coming up after an exciting wildcard weekend. We got Ian on the show with us, and always, Ian, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing fantastic, Pat. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Ian. I'm doing great. Ian and I, we went to check out an Oliver Tree concert on Saturday night, and holy shit, what a night that was.
I can guarantee you probably any of the listeners have no idea who Oliver Tree is.
If you don't know who Oliver Tree is, I would definitely give it a listen. I didn't know who he was at first, and then Ian played. I think the first song Ian played from Oliver Tree was Life Goes On. I'm like, holy shit, this guy's good.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with everybody mixing up their playlist then and there.
Oh, yeah, man. That's the great thing about music. You can listen to whatever the hell you want.
Exactly. Well, Ian, the football playoffs are here. We just had ourselves an exciting wild card weekend, I should say. Starting with the most surprising team in all of football this year, the Houston Texans. They didn't just beat the Browns, they killed the Browns. What a performance by the Texans on Saturday.
Honestly, yeah, Houston is very surprising, but I would say the most surprising team this year is the Green Bay Packers. That's saying from a Bear fan, but Jordan Love showed that he belongs in the NFL and he's going to be Green Bay's next big quarterback and he's going to haunt us for the next 20 years.
That pisses me off as a Bears fan because we thought we were going to be done with this bullshit. Nope. In comes another bum that we got to deal with. We had to go through
exactly.
Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Of course, this is for how long you and I have been around and stuff. But no, we've had to watch Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Now we got Jordan Love. Like, when is it going to end?
It's not fair.
No, it's not.
It's not.
But we'll definitely touch on that game shortly. But back to the Texans and Browns game. First of all, these are two teams that nobody expected to be in the playoffs at all this season.
No, none whatsoever. But man, Joe Flacco is good up until this game.
Two pick sixes is bad. Even for a veteran, that's bad. On back-to-back possessions, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't be doing that.
And what looked to be a potential shootout of the game, because that's what it looked like. Texans go up 3-0. Kareem Hunt scores a touchdown. Then CJ Stroud throws a pass to Nico Collins. Kareem Hunt scores. And then Brevin Jordan gets a 76-yard screen pass from CJ Stroud. And then the defense just tightened things up, and the Texans blew it up from there.
Unbelievable what the Texans were able to pull off.
Exactly, because at the beginning of the season, if you would have said these two teams would have faced in the playoffs,
I would have called you crazy.
I would have called you crazy. I'm like, hell no, because the Texans, they only won 3 games last year. So going from 3 wins to 10 wins and a playoff win, divisional round berth, I definitely say that's definitely a surprising team this year. And Green Bay, of course. And I guess you could say Cleveland was a bit of a surprise as well, considering that they went through 4 quarterbacks. You lost your running back 1 in week 2. You got ageless Joe Flacco under center, and you know what? He did what he could to help the Browns get into the playoffs.
Yeah, it was so cool to see what they were able to pull off this year with so many injured quarterbacks.
Sure, the Browns didn't get the win they wanted to, but I'd say Joe Flacco made the best of it in Cleveland.
Yeah, Joe Flacco, it was great to see him come back. I still think he'll win Comeback Player of the Year.
He deserves it.
Absolutely.
Comes straight off the couch, and then boom, he gets the Browns into the playoffs.
Yeah, gotta love to see it. But I don't think it's going to be the same story for the Browns next year. I think they're going to be in a lot of trouble. I don't think Joe Flacco is going to come back and help them. I think
they just needed him because they were hurt. And yeah, the Browns, they're going to need to get a quarterback in the draft.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely.
I'm not sold on Thompson Robinson. Get a quarterback, Cleveland.
That's their problem. I don't think they'll ever find one just like us.
Yes. We're starting to becoming the Browns, starting God knows how many quarterbacks we've been starting, but the Browns have been starting at least over 30 going back to 1999 when they came back to Cleveland.
That's insane.
Too insane. Now, let's jump over from the ass whooping bowl to the freeze bowl. The Chiefs
Which
beat,
one?
huh?
Which one?
The Kansas City edition.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The one
My
that
favorite part was when Mahomes' helmet broke apart.
and he doesn't get flagged for changing equipment.
Only the Chiefs.
Only Mahomes, aka the NFL's golden boy.
Yep. Now that Tom Brady's gone, now they got to look for someone else.
I lost so much respect for Mahomes after he called out the refs for making the correct call. I'm like, all right, buddy, I'm done with you. Fuck you.
He's an idiot. So is his family, except his dad. I,
I was
I,
just
I
gonna
like
say,
old Pat Mahomes.
yeah, you like the real Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, he was a pitcher on the Cubs for a little while.
Yep. And then, but no, it was a very close game at first. I mean, it was 16-7 at the half, and then, well, Chiefs just made more plays than the Dolphins did, and I don't know why Dolphins fans are shitting on Tua. The other parts of the other team were hurt.
Yeah, it was just a lot of unfortunate circumstances for the Dolphins. Obviously, they're playing in the super super cold, which they're
Oh,
not used to.
I was
But yeah,
happy to see. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I didn't like all the hate on Tua.
No, and coming into this year, we were, we were concerned for Tua after the hits he took last year and all the concussions he faced. Well, he definitely lived up to
Boy,
the hype this year and stepped up big time. Even when he was missing Tyreek Hill and Raheem Mostert sometimes, Tua looked real good. It's just that he was in an unfortunate situation in the freezing cold and teams is full of injuries. So no, Tua had a great year. I don't know why people are bashing Tua. I like Tua. I think he deserves to be Miami's starting quarterback. I would keep Tua and just see where things go from there.
yeah, I think this team has a lot of potential for the future, for sure.
Absolutely. Sure, they didn't have the storybook ending they were hoping for because they were in position to win the AFC East, and then again injuries, and then a couple late season blows that they couldn't afford.
Yeah, just real unfortunate, but happy to see the turnout for the Miami Dolphins. What they accomplished this year, and
They're going in the right direction.
oh yeah, absolutely. I think they're going to be more explosive come next year.
Exactly. You're going to have Chan in his second year running back. You'll have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. I would probably go after another receiver, depending on what pick they have in the draft. I'm sure there's plenty of good wide receivers out there in the NFL draft because not all top. There's some sneaky receivers that you know that could be some serious surprises.
Oh, big time.
Yep, we saw what Cooper Cup did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, things are going in the right direction for Miami. I'm happy for the season they had this year. I'm happy Tua, was able to stay, healthy this year because again, he had some concerns last year. So no, Tua's the guy in Miami, and I think things are going in the right direction for for the for the Dolphins.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to see it for them, but I think Chiefs were just the better team this weekend.
We'll see who's the better team this weekend when the Chiefs play the Bills. But before we get to that game, let's touch on another surprise team that you brought up earlier, the Green Bay Packers storming into Dallas and beating the shit out of the Cowboys. Sure, the Cowboys scored a little bit in garbage time, but it was all Green Bay from the start. Holy shit.
Yeah, they did not let down whatsoever. They came in full force. Just crazy to see. I did not think they were going to be that team this year, but they're coming around late in the season, looking like a really good squad. I mean, they just took down the Cowboys. Cowboys have been fantastic all season. But that's just what the Cowboys do too in the postseason. They choke it away in the first round. Um, I think, yeah, the Texans have more playoff wins than the Cowboys do right now since like '99, I believe the stat was. I can't remember what
Yeah,
year it
that
was.
that 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 sounds about right. Because those
Yeah,
Cowboys fans always have to open in the vault in 1995.
yep.
When are you going to stop
And the
living in the
Texans
past?
haven't even been around that long too, right?
2002 is when they first started, and they didn't make the playoffs until. Well, what's fun fact too, yeah, the Texans' first win ever in franchise history was against the Cowboys.
Oh, that's amazing, dude. Houston is a real Texas team.
Yeah, no, they really are, and they have been for past years. Even even in their down years, they weren't bad. I mean, they almost beat Dallas last year, but it's also another thing too. And you talk about the Cowboys, losing early in the playoffs. Keep in mind, the Packers own another team, and that's the Cowboys.
Yeah, they do.
Whether it's the regular season or the playoffs, we saw that shit happen in the 2016-17 playoffs, and we just saw this year. Jordan Love, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones, 118 on the ground, 3 touchdowns. Romeo Dobbs, 151 yards receiving and a touchdown. They ate that Dallas defense for breakfast.
Yeah, dude, they ate them up, and man, they looked good doing it too. A little worried about the game with the 49ers because Niners, they'll play good, but man, they're just so bipolar. Brock Purdy, I don't know, man. I don't know if they can hold it up against the Packers. Packers are just a little too good right now. I feel like they could win this game, but I do not see them making it past the NFC Championship game. I will say that.
Well, the thing is for the Packers and stuff, they'll get hot at the right time and they'll find a way to lose a stinker the next week. And don't forget too, the Packers have the worst run defense in the league. They struggle against the run. And who does San Francisco have? Christian McCaffrey, who can run and catch. So he's going to be a pain in the ass for the Packers. Brock Purdy, going back to, his struggles in the playoffs, I was obviously not impressed with him last year because he didn't play a full season last year. He started early December. Mr. Irrelevant got some playing time early December, played great. I feel like with the full season under his belt that he's ready this time, and he will take it to the Green Bay Packers on Saturday. And the Packers are playing a real defense.
Yeah, yeah, they
Their run
really
game
are.
is going up against two of the best defensive line in football.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I was impressed with the Packers win on Sunday. And as much as we hate Green Bay, we want to thank you for saving America on Sunday, Green Bay.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, they saved America, but for the Bears, at what cost?
Yeah, no. Well, at least Packers fans have some somewhat class. Cowboys fans do not.
Right.
Cowboys fans have to keep living in the past and stuff. They're going to continue to live in the past. And Stephen A. Smith on First Take, or as what I like to call it, yell at everyone in the morning. Is just going to keep shit on the Cowboys.
I
just
hate
like
Stephen A, but dude, I love it when he trolls on the Cowboys. It's so funny.
that's the only time I like him too. When he told him the
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys, I'm like, all right. Everything else, nope. Shut up, Stephen A. Smith.
Yep.
But yeah, no, Cowboys are gone. So and the Packers will take on the 49ers. We'll touch on that soon. Now, let's jump to this awesome one, the Detroit Lions. Oh my God, am I so happy for them. Barely beating the Rams 24-23, even though that's a game we saw that coming.
Yeah. Hell of a game between the two quarterbacks, Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford. Scary for Matthew Stafford. He went down, hit his head, kind of did the whole
To a thing and stuff like last year.
yeah. So I was kind of worried. I was surprised they put him back in with the way he was looking.
Right.
But yeah, hopefully he gets checked out. Obvious that he has a concussion. I mean, there's no hiding it really. But hey, hell of a game.
Great
So
game.
happy for Detroit. That's saying it from an NFC North fan for the Bears. I've always liked the Lions. They're lovable losers, just like the Bears. Hopefully they get it done next week.
Well, obviously, for the Lions, and even last year too, we were happy to see them succeed and stuff, and we had some high expectations for the Lions, and we have no reason to hate the Lions. So that's why I'm happy to see what the Lions were doing. And you look back at the days where we had to go up against Stafford and Megatron. We're like, we went up against a really good quarterback wide receiver duo that nobody talks about. I feel like.
Yeah, it's insane.
It really is. And Stafford, he had a hell of a game on Sunday. 367 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff, 277, one touchdown. And also, happy to see David Montgomery get a playoff win and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, a lot of guys that deserve a playoff win. So, I mean, so cool to see. That's Detroit's first playoff win in over 30 years.
Yep. This team has gone through some serious hell. I mean, we had to watch them go 0-16 one season.
Yeah.
0 and fucking 16.
Yeah, that's insane. It's just cool to see them actually become successful.
Yeah, like over 15 years ago, they were the laughing stock of the NFL.
Yeah. It's
But
crazy.
I'm happy to see the Lions, and they get another home playoff game. Two straight
Yeah.
playoff games for the Lions. How about that?
It's so cool to see. And those Detroit faithful, they're going to be loud.
Yep, Detroit fans love their sports no matter how bad they are.
Oh, absolutely, man. Just like Chicago, except the White Sox, they won't show up.
Yeah. Well, we can't even fill up half our fucking stadium. I'm not
Even if you
excited.
guys are good, you can't even fill up the stadium.
Nope. I'm not even excited for White Sox baseball this year. I'm excited for baseball season, but I'm not excited for the White Sox.
There you go.
The only players I'm excited for this year that I'll root for is Luis Robert, Andrew Vaughn, and of course, our hometown kid, Nicky Lopez.
Nicky
Those are
Lopez.
the only three I'll be rooting for this year.
Yeah, that's understandable. Not too much to root for on the South Side, but anyway, we're getting off topic here.
All good. Here's a team that had no business being in the playoffs. Pittsburgh. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Crazy to see that they were actually able to make it to the playoffs. That's something you can always count on with Mike Tomlin. I mean, he's a hell of a coach. But man, yeah, they had no business.
Nope. And George Pickens. I just love how George Pickens is bashing on the refs when the Steelers always get bailed out with other penalties. And he also had a fumble the game, too. So, George Pickens, shut up.
Yeah, it was just it's not their time. I don't think George Pickens is the guy to
Pittsburgh's
do
always
anything.
lucky to get into the fucking playoffs. I mean, they're a true definition of frauds.
Yeah, it's just a true definition of good coaching, but no good players.
Oh yeah, Pittsburgh is after that run they had in 2016 to the AFC Championship game. It's all been downhill from there. They were the 2 seed in 2017, choked it away to Jacksonville. They choked it away in 2018. 2019, they could do squat. 2020, they get off to a great Mickey Mouse undefeated start at fucking 12-0. Only beat
Right.
maybe 4 good teams. Baltimore twice, Indianapolis, and Tennessee. All the other teams they beat that year were garbage. Well, they did beat Cleveland too earlier that season, but then lost to Cleveland in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I knew Buffalo was going to come at them in the snow. Josh Allen. Let's give a shout out to him. We were downing this guy in. We were downing him, and look at him go.
Dude, what? He had like a 56-yard rush for a touchdown? That was insane.
Yeah, it was like a 50, it was at least over 50 yards. People thought he was going to slide. We're like, nah, I'll just keep running. I'll just keep running. Oh, I got 6 points for my team. Sweet.
Dude, yeah, Josh Allen, dude's got a bunch of talent, man. I love that guy. No matter what people say, I will never put that guy down.
Admit, I was starting to lose my faith a little bit in Josh Allen this year, but then I guess after, the way they played against the Eagles when they lost to them, we're like, yeah, Buffalo does have some talent. Let's see how they do for the rest of the season. And look what they did.
Yeah, pretty cool to see.
Exactly. I'm happy for the Bills. Bills Mafia, they'll those Bills fans will do anything. Did you see that video I sent you? They were like jumping from the snow onto a burning table.
Yeah, those guys are psychos. But
Bills
one thing
Mafia.
I love to see every time Bills scored a touchdown, you saw fans like chucking snow in the air. That was awesome.
And security
Looked really
said
cool.
no. They're like, fuck off.
Fuck that, dude.
I'm sure security didn't care. Like, let him have fun. If someone gets hurt, then I'll stop it. Otherwise,
Hmm.
throw some snow. A Buffalo Bills game will be the only reason why we set foot into the state of New York. And Watkins Glen, of course.
Yeah,
I mean, they're both not too far from here, so you definitely make those trips worth it.
very true.
But no, happy to see Buffalo win it. They are moving on. Josh Allen, I mean, Jesus Christ, 74 yards rushing and that touchdown, 52 yard run. I mean, he can run, but Jesus Christ, I didn't think he had that fast set of wheels.
Yeah, good for him, man.
Yep. So the Bills are moving on. They will take on the Kansas City Chiefs. But I want to wrap up with some team that pulled what I call, Ian, the true definition of a choke job. It was just in the game. It was, the last half of the season. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 32-9 winners over the Philadelphia Eagles. What a collapse for the Eagles. Oh my God.
Yeah, the last half of the season was just so bad for them.
This is a team that was 10-1 at one point in the season. 10-1. You know, what looked to be the best offense in the league, the best quarterback, completely unstoppable. Defense was still shaky, but they got some big wins. And then all of a sudden, they just don't show up to play in December.
Yeah,
That ass whooping to San Francisco was a complete warning sign of what was to come.
yeah, no, it was yeah, that shit happens.
Yep, because you lose that because you lose that. You also, yeah, you lose that game to San Francisco. Then you get your asses handed at Dallas. And then you let one get away from you against Seattle. You luckily somehow beat the Giants. And then you let the Arizona game get away from you. You beat Seattle and Arizona. You're hosting and not the Cowboys. And then they just show no effort against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. Baker went off on them.
Oh, absolutely. Baker Mayfield, someone else that we had our doubts and stuff, but happy to see him succeed. 337 yards and 3 touchdowns for Mayfield.
He found his team.
Mayfield's a winner, dude. I
Yep.
think, and it helps too that he's got good wide receivers. So yeah, no, I would keep Mayfield in Tampa Bay. Seriously,
Yeah, I think he's their guy.
he deserves another shot. Tampa Bay's his team. But yes, and for the Eagles, well, a lot of serious questions are gonna have to be a lot of tough decisions are gonna have to be made this offseason.
Yeah, we're gonna see what they're gonna have to do.
Exactly. Like that's just really bad. You go from, falling in the Super Bowl with a bunch of high hopes, 10-1, you go 1-5 the rest of the way.
Yeah, it's
So
that's a downfall right there.
Nick Sirianni might want to be careful your choice of words next time. Because when you beat Kansas City, you're like, see ya. Yeah.
Hmm.
See ya from the playoffs.
Yeah, see you, dude.
Because the Chiefs went 2-5 since that time.
Hmm.
Because they barely snuck by Buffalo. Of course, Buffalo's a good team, but then they just completely shit the bed after that.
Right.
So, you know, which leads us to this one topic we're going to talk about on the show. Our surprising and disappointing teams. I say the Eagles are a disappointing team.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with you. Eagles and Cowboys.
Absolutely. To both my case and both to our case in points, they don't show up for the playoffs. The Eagles, though, I feel like they're much worse because they were 10-1 and then just collapsed. It didn't just
Hmm.
happen in one playoff game like the Cowboys. The Cowboys were rolling and then they get stopped. No, the Eagles, shit was already going downhill.
Yeah, no, it really was.
I guess you could say Tampa Bay too was as a surprise as well. Considered it well, it helped that they were playing in a shit division, but they won it and won a playoff game.
Yeah, they're moving on.
Houston too, a surprise. 3 wins last year, 10-7 playoff win. CJ Stroud looking good as a rookie. I love it.
Absolutely, man.
Yep. Yeah, just a lot of good surprises this year. guess I could say the Jaguars were a bit of a disappointment. They kind of slipped off in December.
Yeah, they definitely fell off big time.
Yeah, they finished. They were 9-8. They were leading the division at one point as well. Yeah, and in the month of December, they lost to. They were 8-3 going into a Monday night matinee against the Bengals. 8-3, 8-3. They lose to Cincinnati, Cleveland, Baltimore, Tampa Bay. They basically went 1-6 in the month of December. That's not
Right.
good.
No, not good at all.
Especially
That's
when
terrible.
especially, after what happened last year, you win the division, you win a playoff game, Trevor Lawrence found his groove, you get Calvin Ridley back. What the hell could go wrong? Oh yeah, bad December.
Yep. Yep. Can't let that happen.
Shades of the Cowboys back in the day when they couldn't finish a season. Jacksonville pulled that exact same bullshit.
Exactly.
Cincinnati, I could say, was a bit of a disappointment. Sure, you didn't have Joe Burrow. Sure, you missed Joe Burrow for almost the second half of the season, but he did not look impressive at all.
Nah, he fell the fuck off.
He fell the fuck off once he got that big ass contract.
Yep. Always happens.
And unfortunately, it was kind of a warning sign too when he tweaked his hammy in training camp this summer.
Yeah,
Because
that's
you
always,
watch that video, it looked bad. I was like, he might miss maybe the start of the season.
yeah, I knew it wasn't gonna be good.
Nope. Nope. But it tells you too which players are humble and not.
Right. Very true.
Yeah. I guess you could say the Raiders and the Broncos were a bit of a surprise this year. Both teams finished the year 8-9. Aiden O'Connell got some playing time with the Raiders. I would
Yeah.
keep him if I'm the Raiders.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'd keep Aiden O'Connell. I'd keep Antonio Pierce as head coach.
No, I would too.
Yep. Because things are looking well for the Raiders. And yeah, we'll be excited to see what some of these teams pull for next season. But for now, we're still in the playoffs, so let's jump on to the divisional round, Ian. We're not going to do our annual 3 picks because there's 4 games. So we're just going to pick all the games and stuff. And Ian, I will go first, and I'm going to make some good ones. For the Texans and Ravens, you know what, Ian? I smell upsets for breakfast. Let's go Texans over the Ravens.
Okay, I like that.
Packers and 49ers. Please, San Francisco. Please, San Francisco. Please, San Francisco. Please, San Francisco, help us out.
Yeah, right.
Tampa Bay and Detroit. Go Lions.
Absolutely.
And the Chiefs and the Bills. Go Buffalo.
All right. Um, you know what? Hate to say it, but I think Packers are gonna win against the Niners. I think the
I could,
Niners are gonna fall apart. Um,
that won't surprise me if the Packers win it.
Ravens are too good. I gotta go with them against the Texans. Lions over Buccaneers. Obviously, Lions are way too damn good right now.
A Lions Packers NFC Championship. Would you imagine?
I think Pat Mahomes' first away playoff game is not going to go well, and the Bills are going to come out on top.
Oh, I'm sure the Bills definitely laughed their ass. Like, well, not only that, too, you saw how Mahomes approached Josh Allen after all. I said, fucking refs that offsides call. Like, you're not even going to say good game. You're just going to give a fuck you.
Yeah,
Josh Allen's going to take note into that and eat that Chiefs defense for breakfast.
absolutely, man.
So our final 4 for the NFL looks different. Ian's calling a Ravens Bills for the AFC and a Packers Lions final 4. Mine's similar, but I'm going to go Texans and Bills AFC Championship game and a Lions Niners NFC Championship game.
All right, sounds good.
It's playoffs. I'm really excited to see what happens. If the Packers and the Chiefs lose this weekend, America will be saved once again.
Definitely.
Yep, America will be saved from oh no, God, everybody hide. Just the cameraman's job.
Right.
I don't mind it. I think it's fun. Even that little roller coaster dance thing they did on Saturday, whatever the fuck they did. Obviously, we
Right.
were, at the Element Tree concert, but it was blowing up all over social media. So I was like, what the hell are they doing? It was a nice coat. That was a nice jacket, by the way, she had, whoever made that.
Yeah, it was.
Yep. All right, Ian. That'll do it for our football talk and stuff. Now, let's go on to our big three. This week's big three is our big three best past NFL playoff games. Because, Ian, there's been a lot of good playoff games in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go ahead and pick your favorites?
All right. Well, all of mine are going to be Bears games. I'm
Sounds good.
going with the 2006 divisional game against the Seattle Seahawks, where he won in overtime. That was beauty. And then obviously the conference championship game against the Saints the next week.
Yep.
39-14 win, I believe it was, right?
Yes,
No.
sir.
Yeah.
It was.
And then I gotta go with our 2010 divisional playoff win against Seattle. I mean, Seattle just helped us to move on in the playoffs for a while, and then we don't want to talk about the following week after that.
No, we do not want to talk about the following week, and we don't want to talk about any other playoff appearances after that because, well, first and foremost, we only made the playoffs twice after those years, and those are the only exciting playoff games to have that we at least witnessed as Bears fans.
Right. It's been too long.
Of course, we obviously weren't alive for the 1985 run, but everyone else that did see the 1985 run was awesome. It was awesome, but the only exciting playoff games for the Bears that we've witnessed.
Right.
Yep. Well, anyway, let's go on to my big three best past playoff games. I'm gonna shed some light on the Rams and the Dolphins. I'm sorry, not Rams and the Dolphins. The St. Louis Rams and the Carolina Panthers in the 2003-2004 NFL divisional playoffs. The St. Louis Rams were a red-hot team with Mark Bolger at quarterback, Marshall Faulk, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, and in comes the Carolina Panthers. The game goes to double overtime. At the start of double overtime, Jake Delhomme throws a game-winning 60-plus yard touchdown pass to Steve Smith to put the dagger in the Rams, kill that dynasty, and the Rams haven't made the playoffs since the 2017-2018 year.
Yeah, that's wild. That's
exactly. Like that was the last time the Rams were good in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Rams haven't made the playoffs in St. Louis ever since. They had to wait all the way to the 2017-2018 year to make the playoffs. And then the Panthers beat the Eagles but lose to the Patriots in the Super Bowl, which was no surprise. Here's another good one you'll like. Manning and Brady going at it for the AFC Championship game in 2006, 2007. I don't want to bring up obviously any bad memories with the Colts, but the game that they played against the Patriots. I mean, you're down 21-6 and come back and win 38-34. I mean, nothing like coming back to beat Tom Brady in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Yep. And then my third one, the greatest upset in Super Bowl history. The New York Giants upsetting the undefeated New England Patriots. The 17-14 win.
Nice. That's a good one.
Exactly. I mean, Patriots, red hot offense in the league. Tom Brady and Randy Moss were connecting for touchdowns left and right. And then along comes Eli Manning pulling Heartbreak City. And really, the two times the Giants won the Super Bowls against the Patriots, it was all Heartbreak City. Very low seed. Nobody had high hopes for them. Giants had other plans.
Definitely.
Had to beat a bunch of number one seeds. That in 2007, they had to beat the Cowboys and the Packers to get to the Super Bowl. The year before, and then in 2011 and 12, they had to beat the Packers and the Niners to get to the Super Bowl.
All right.
Yep. Well, that'll do it for our big three. Now let's wrap up with our fantastic and bonehead play of the week. Ian, you go first.
Oh, my fantastic play is that 50-plus yard rush from Josh Allen. That was a beautiful run.
Yes, sir.
My bonehead is against Joe Flacco for just absolutely blowing it up. What was it,
Yeah,
like three
no,
interceptions in the game? So, yikes.
you can't throw back-to-back pick sixes if you're a veteran quarterback. I'm sorry.
No, you can't. So, yep.
Well, I like those picks, Ian, and Josh Allen. Again, we thought he was getting the first down. No, he had other plans. So props to seeing Josh Allen, tear up a defense like that.
Absolutely.
Against a team, like I said, that had no business being in the playoffs.
Yep.
Awesome. Let's go to my fantastic and bonehead play of the week. My fantastic play is in that same game, but CJ Stroud going off against those Browns. 274 yards and 3 tutties.
Nice. I like it.
Yep. And my bonehead play of the week, it's actually going to be on the hardwood. Bulls Nation booing Jerry Krause's widow at the Hall of Fame induction, at the ceremony on Friday.
What did they expect? Honestly, what did they expect?
I know, but sure, Jerry Krause killed the dynasty, but he also built the dynasty.
They should have mentioned first that his widow was there before they announced his name. But oh, well,
I know.
Bulls Nation made her cry. Good thing I'm not really a Bulls fan. So,
well, considering that I haven't been watching the NBA this year with how soft it's getting, yeah, I'm like, oh wow, I'm glad I didn't watch much basketball this year, because all of a sudden Bulls fans should be ashamed of themselves, and now they're going to be considered Eagles fans, Philadelphia fans, because of what they just pulled on Friday.
Exactly.
And plus, you're booing at the wrong Jerry as well.
Yeah.
Reinsdorf's the one you want to boo at. Krause is dead.
Right.
And then you're out there booing his widow and stuff. Like, grow up. Remember who brought you 6 championships?
Yep.
Even though Jordan did. Also, it was also bad that he wasn't there as well. So that was bad.
Yeah.
Yep. And that wraps up the show. Ian, as always, another good episode of the Kodos Mojo.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, Ian, with the new year, we're a couple months away from some exciting things. Got the Daytona 500 coming up in a month. We heard some exciting news that Connor Bedard is back on the ice, no contact, but still, it's a good sign to see him.
It'll still be 6 to 8 weeks.
I know.
He just had surgery and everything, so they're not going to let him go out there. He's going to get whacked. He'll be done.
Yeah. But I love his toughness, though. Connor Bedard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good thing is your jaw doesn't affect your skating.
Exactly. And we're a couple months away from March Madness.
Yay. I want to enjoy it while we got the 43-25 lead against Indiana right now.
Y'all better hold it.
Yeah, we won't. Watch second half, then we're gonna give them we're gonna have like a 5-point lead, and we're gonna blow it in overtime. Calling it now.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen.
Well, everyone will know by the end of the show, or know when they watch it, because it's gonna probably come out tomorrow or in a few days, so who knows.
Yeah, tomorrow for sure.
Yeah. Can't wait for March.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning into the Kodos Mojo. We will see you next time.